Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say? All right, so our card tonight is the Princess of Cups. A very beautiful and emotional card. This is kind of a card I always think of having beginning to really tap into your emotional resources, really feeling things deeply, right? The tides are coming in. There's a lot of movement, towards intuitive and towards our kind of innate clairvoyant nature, seeing things a little bit differently than maybe you did just even a few days ago, maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a few years ago, but you're growing into this place of being a very kind of emotional and psychic being, okay? And so, let's see, we have it looks like a chicken. Okay, so a rooster, I imagine. And so to me, this looks like a wake up call, some kind of alarm going off. There's a message coming through, right? Something has happened in life that has really just kind of, just really stopped you in your tracks. It is something that you cannot miss. The size of this, it seems like it's pretty big deal. It's in the physical plane, but also the emotional. Okay, so I feel like this could be fairly life-changing for you. At least something to change your perspective. Okay, sometimes something like this can be kind of confrontational. At least it can feel like that. I don't think that this is necessarily coming from a person, but I feel like the universe is really speaking to you through some kind of situational thing, okay? You are kind of being forced to maybe take stock of your life, of, your current situation. Maybe I always feel like it's kind of a movement towards two things. Taking a little more control, or a perceived control, right, over your current circumstances, but also a movement towards softness, okay? Being more kind to yourself. Slowing down a little bit, okay? And I feel that I see a heart here, okay? And this is in this physical zone. And I feel like really taking heart for yourself, right? Being brave with yourself, being that very empathetic, that caring being that you need, showing up and being that person, right? Hopefully you have somebody in your life that can help support you, that you can talk to, but no matter how many people we have like that, if we aren't showing up for ourselves, advocating for ourselves, listening to ourselves, nobody can hear how we feel, really, right? They don't have that physical connection to ourselves, the emotional connection that we have with ourselves. And so we must really, sometimes quiet ourselves, quiet our lives so we can sit in it and really listen. Okay, and take that message to heart, right? And as we would treat anybody else, your own child, we see them doing whatever they're doing, we tell them, hey, that's maybe not the best thing for you. Hey, I want you to, make sure you do the things you need for yourself. Hey, I want you to be happy and healthy and, looking after your needs, and where you need extra assistance or you need my help, just ask. Okay, and so we have to, like we would kind of show up for anybody else, we have to show up for ourselves. Okay, and I think that this really is kind of this is that energy that is coming in, and I think that this is not that you have neglected yourself or you're not in touch with your needs and how things are going. It's just that I feel you give so much of yourself to everybody else, to the things going on in your life, that sometimes you are not the priority. Okay, and that happens. I think it happens to the best of us, right? But then things happen in our lives, issues come up, situations come up, maybe a little wake-up call from somebody else going through something. That's so often how we kind of think, oh my goodness, life is short. Something can happen to anybody at any time, and I have to get my things sorted. Please don't. Come on. Oh, there you are. Hi. And so, hi, Pudgy. Go on. Go eat your food, and then I'll go to bed with you soon. He's telling me it's time to go lay down here. All right. So, I think that we see things happen in other people's lives, right? And that sometimes gets us focused again, thinking, okay, I got to get my paperwork sorted out. I got to get, some things put aside so if something were to happen, or, I really need to advocate for myself and take a break. I'm always working. I never go on a little vacation, or there's this thing that I wanted to do and I've been wanting to do it. I bought the stuff to begin doing it and I haven't had the time for, you look at it, the the stack of things, books, projects, and you think, oh, they've been there for, going on, months, years, whatever. And it gets to a point where we just have to force ourselves to focus on that, to do the thing, right? And I feel like, listen, this is the first thing I saw. I hope you saw it too. We have this happy face, okay? A serene, just kind of vibing energy. And so in contrast to whatever this kind of little alarm that went off, I think that, easily getting into a place of ease. Okay, really. And I think that's the thing. We have the shoes with the wings, kind of that Hermes vibe, the message coming through, but also being in a role of action, being proactive. You know what you probably should do. And so you're going to begin to do it. And that's going to help. That feeling of doing something about the thing. It changes how we kind of perceive the world, right? When we get it moved, we get the ball rolling. Okay. I think so often for me, I know if I am procrastinating on doing something, the stack of stuff gets bigger and bigger. I think about it. I start avoiding looking at it. Just forget about it. I don't even want to deal with it. But there's that, in the back of my head, that kind of worry, and it gets louder and louder. So I think just being proactive, it's going to help break through to some of this more serene, going along, getting it done, feeling like, okay, I have a plan. Things are coming together. I don't have to worry so much. Whatever happens will happen. That's kind of life. Things happen, and nothing is forever. But being, at least having the perception of things being ready, in order, right? Our affairs in order, and so on. Okay, so we also have this little angel here, and we have a person who is kind of sitting, but it looks like somebody's sitting, and maybe just I'm trying to get it so I can see. You can see it kind of how I am. Well, anyways, maybe right here. It looks like a person sitting in a seated posture. I see it almost makes me think of prayers. We have an angel kind of over them. We also have an angel over here. And I feel like you are just really being looked over. You are, although these things come up and we worry, we got to get this thing done, there are also these moments where we realize, these are earthly things. We are divine beings. We are cosmic beings. And we are interconnected with all of this beautiful consciousness. And, we're only here for a moment, right? And hopefully we can make the best of that. Hopefully, our circumstances are privileged in the way that we have the time, the effort, or the energy for the effort to be able to try to enjoy the moments that we have. Hopefully being relieved of the fear of life in some of these moments as well. I wish I had the quote with me to read it word for word, but the sentiment is, and this was Malcolm X, saying basically that he hoped that God, Allah, would alleviate the fear in the hearts of whoever, right, who was listening to the speech. And so basically they could go forth in a life that is not full of fear and, of course, hate and discrimination, but to live a life that is lightened, right, by the love of the divine, of the love of our fellow community members, of our family, of ourselves, enjoying those subtle places in our life, where we so easily could find joy if we just allowed ourselves. Okay. And so I feel, you are surrounded by these angelic beings always, right? They're there. They are guiding you. They're sitting with you. They're watching over you. And I think that you feel that, despite whatever things are going on, I think that you know, okay? All right, let's take a look at this one. And we have a butterfly. We have a little, looks like a person kind of pointing. It leads me to believe that you are noticing the transformation that you have undergone in these last years. I think that this brings you moments of joy. I think that noticing how you're feeling, I think, you know, when you come up against something that is stressful, that is scary, you know, is maybe you don't exactly know how to go forward yet, but you notice that you have a confidence in yourself. You have the ability to, excuse me, no, come on, over here. You have the ability to really kind of, come on, over here. Come on, buddy. You have the ability to really kind of find your power, okay? More so than you ever have in your life, okay? And so I think noticing this kind of self-evolution, really, there is a joyous feeling about that. And I think it really aids you in your ability to kind of get through whatever it is that is kind of coming up, okay? And I don't know what the resolution will be or when that will come exactly, but I think it is all about that journey through, okay? And I think that you are really making the best of it, okay? That's a beautiful thing. It really, truly is. And so, as I did in the last cycle, I used the gratitude cards. And now this time we're going to use the Wild Bohemian Affirmation cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this little deck here. I'm going to kind of, and this one's really pretty, but I'm going to go through to the middle and I'm just going to kind of pull it in half. Ooh, this one's really, I like that with the trees and the pink sky. Okay, and then we're just going to turn it over and see, what does this one say for us? I am here. Okay, continue to grow without repression. You'll never be finished. Congratulations. There you go. That's exactly what we're talking about. This is a perfect confirmation. You are, you are just, you're growing, you're blooming, you are evolving as a being, and I feel like you just know that. You know it from the core. And goodness, I just feel like it's like a bright light, an aura that is so so bright that it could not be diminished. It really could not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And, that kind of pushes the video out farther and farther, growing the channel. The algorithm really likes when we do different kinds of engagement. So liking the video, watching the video from the beginning to the end, sharing it on other social medias. You don't have to do any of this, but I want to let you know how to support the channel if you so choose. Other than that, if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Between now and the next Aquarius, you can watch your other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising, your Venus, and I know people do a lot of cross-watching, which is when you watch readings for your loved ones, your spouse, significant other, children, family members, whatever it is. Which is fun. It's kind of nice to see what's going on with them as well. And of course, if you want to leave a comment, I read them all, and it maybe sometimes takes me a day or two to get back to you, but I do reply to each and every one of them. And so, come back and see when I comment, and I really just love being able to interact, getting to know some of you so well has been such a complete blessing. And getting to know some of the newer channel people has been wonderful. And I just really love hearing your stories, seeing your insights about things, and the lovely energy you add to the community. Okay, I want to thank you, and we will talk in just a few days.